Hello guys, welcome to another video. Thanks for joining in again. It's a bit different today. I'm going to give a really quick explanation why I like Siteground for hosting. I've been with them for about 3 years now. I'm hosting some clients' websites on their platform because they have their second tier plan allows you already to have unlimited sites. In theory, in practice it's more unlimited in the sense that when your storage is full, it's again a bit limited, but still I noticed that now I have on one package about 6 sites. They are not too big, of course, but I only use about 20% of my storage, so you can put a lot of sites on even their second tier package. And if you charge your clients hosting to host them with you, even with maybe 3 or 4 websites, you already earn back the money that you pay yourself for your hosting. So that's really awesome. But first things first, the thing I like about Siteground, first thing is their plugins that are included for free when you host with them. Let me show you. We have a Siteground Security and we have a Siteground Optimizer plugin, both made by Siteground. Siteground Optimizer has been here for a long time. You see it's already version 7. Siteground Security we're still in version 1, so that's a more recent development. So cool to see that they develop new plugins as well. Optimizer, why is this nice? Because this plugin, you can also use it if you're not hosted on Siteground, but then it will be more limited. But I find this a really good working plugin. I notice the difference in page speed when I use it compared to when I don't, and I think it has a lot of features that even some paid plugins don't have. Or if you want to have the same features, you have to get a plugin that charges you a yearly fee, and with Siteground the hosting might not be always the cheapest compared to some other companies, but you get some really good solid working plugins for it. Yeah, so this Optimizer, let me show you real quick, has caching where you can do 3 levels of caching. These 3 will work if you have a site hosted on Siteground themselves. You have a lot of other options, but I'm not going to go into deep. Environment is more like if you have some problems and you want them to be HTTPS always, so they recommend the settings that you should enable by default. Front-end settings is the thing you see in a lot of caching plugins to minify CSS files, combine them. Same for JavaScript and in general also for HTML. This helps you to make the files as small as possible and to have the least amount of HTML of calls, so the response time is as fast as possible. So this is something even with same things that you have with paid plugins as well. They even have a media version where you can do image compression, that every time you upload new images, you choose a level and your images will be scaled a bit lower, so they aren't as heavy to load. And also to convert them to WebP variants, that's also a really fast format to use on website. Lazy loading, so it's not only the caching, it's also a way to make your media library a little bit more compressed and faster to load on your site. And this is something you often have to get another plugin for. Not to say that that's a bad thing, but the Siteground Optimizer has a lot of features I think you get for free if you host with Siteground. The other one is Siteground Security. You have some basic settings here. There are plugins that are paid again, where you have a lot more options, of course, but the most important ones are here. You can do some stuff to hide some WordPress versions, disable the editor from within. So here, appearance, you see I can't edit my theme, and I can't normally have an extra thing here that says edit the files, so I can't do this, or your clients won't be able to do it. And you can disable some extra stuff. And then login security, the default things, you can change your login URL, you can set IP addresses, only those will have access. You can do 2-factor authentication, limit the amount of attempts people can log in for if they have a wrong password. So, and you have an activity log that also shows you everything that happened, the page that they visited, also let's see here, registered, you see somebody that's unknown has deleted a post and some stuff. This person has logged in and has done this with this plugin. So you have you can follow what other people on your site are doing, and if something breaks, you can see and you can blame the right person. So some awesome features. You get it for free if you host with Siteground. Play around with them. They really work awesome, I think. You have the option to, when you add a new website, if you have a hosting package that allows for more websites or unlimited websites, like they call it, you can use this feature, which is also included in other hosting companies, but not all of them use it, as a temporary domain. If you're making a demo site for YouTube or you're making a demo site for a client and they don't have a existing domain name, or they don't want a new domain name, they are first wanting to see an example online, you just do select here, and you can just, you see it makes me a temporary domain. I already used 2, I have v1 and v2 as well, for example, and then here he creates me version 3. This is just free. You can continue, install WordPress and treat it like a fully functional normal WordPress website and can do whatever you want on it. And then once you're finished or you're ready or you think it's good and your client agrees, you can just map it to a existing domain or a new domain and it's directly done. You don't have to like transfer it. So temporary domain, really useful, fast feature to use. You can make them however much you want to, and you can like create all demo sites with temporary domains for testing purposes, for client demos. Yeah, I like it and I use this a lot. The backend is also something I like. It's really looking way nicer than cPanel, I think, and it's also allowing you to do a lot of stuff in the least amount of steps, which I like a lot. This is the home screen of when you host a site with them. This is like a temporary domain, like I just showed you. You can put some quick shortcuts here. You can edit them yourself. These are the default ones. And you have a site information, so how much disk space is this site taking on my hosting package, how much e-nodes. This is also something they calculate to set a limit on how much e-nodes you can get on your package, the IP address, the name servers that are used. And then you can also go to the statistics of your hosting plan from here, and then you will see if you have different sites on one package like I'm doing, you can see for every site on your package how much percentage of your total disk space is used by all sites combined and stuff like that. Yeah. You also have statistics. This is a demo site, so it won't have any visitors, but you can see here how many visitors and page views just from the backend. And just this is really clean. You have the most important things here. You have some caching things you can set up here together with their plugin. They have their own custom CDN network. It used to be Cloudflare in the past, but now they have their own CDN, content delivery network. They have a free version if you have a site that's accessed from all parts of the world. This is an awesome feature to use. You have some extra security things. They have automatic backups you can restore. You see them here, but you can also create one just to be sure. So you have a server level backup. You can also do a backup with a plugin from within WordPress, but it's also a good idea to do a backup from the server side. So also just clicking, I want, you give it a name so you know which backup this is, and then you just create one and you can restore if there is any problems afterwards. Yeah. SSL certificates, really easy. HTTPS enforce can you also do. You can protect some URLs, so they are only accessible by certain users. You can make users and you can set a password for them. WordPress themselves, you can install it from here. So then you will see it's coming up here. This is an installation of WordPress and the version. If you click on this icon, you will immediately be logged into the backend of your site without having to put in your username or password, which is also really nice, I think, just a fast way. I have some standard options here. Staging, useful, super useful. Just put in a name for it, testing plugin updates. For example, if you use a lot of different plugins on a site and sometimes updating one plugin breaks the site because it doesn't work anymore with another plugin, you just create a staging site. This creates an exact copy of your current site. You can test whatever you want on that site. You don't have to be scared of breaking it because it's just a staging one. But if it's all working fine, you did all updates, the site works perfectly fine, you can then, if you have created one, just click here on a button and it will replace your current site with the updated staging site. So your site is continuously staying live, and you can just update it with one click of a button, and you can test really safely. So this is something everybody should do, because it happens way too often that people update their sites and something breaks or breaks completely, and it is their live site, and then there's a lot of problems, or you have to hire somebody to fix it for you. So if you just create a staging copy, you can test really safely. Once you're happy with everything, then you can just, with one click of a button, you can replace your current site with the new updated one. So awesome feature. They have an own migrator plugin, so you can create a token to migrate the website from another hosting provider to Siteground. Auto update, you can set, I want minor update plugins automatically within this amount of time. This is for the major release, but you can also say I want it to be immediate or 72 hours, so I have some time to think or to test it out. So this is stuff you can set up here. And then the domain itself, you can do subdomains, redirects and stuff, DNS zone editor. They also have their own email service, so you can make unlimited accounts. They will take up disk space, of course, but you can still make as many as you want, for example. And you can access also from here, you can log into, this is not available for this domain because it's not a real website, it's just a temporary domain. But with a real domain, this will work. And then you can set passwords, you can log into your webmail from here and stuff. So this is also a useful feature for your clients or for yourself.